out at second base. No. Top half of the fifth inning and still scoreless. Drew Katzman leads off for Williamsville North. He struck out swinging his first time up. Eric Osterstrom still on the mound for East. And he fires. Bouncing ball slowly hit. Shortstop Hoffman charges, gloves, throws, not in time. They'll probably call that a base hit. The first baseman, Stanfield, couldn't scoop it up, but it was slowly hit, and that's an infield hit. And Katzman gets his first hit of the game. North gets the lead runner on, and Eamon Moyes, who was called out on strikes, is the batter.
I'll tell you, I think that went off the base. Did you see the way it skirted out from there?
It did have an
It looked like
bounce.
yeah, and I think because you got to remember the base is elevated here, so I think it came off that base. That would be your first instinct normally to say is that went off his foot, right? If you were playing on the dirt field, that's something that you would say is your instinct. But I think that went off the base, and that's where it went out.
So a break in essence for North. Bunt popped up down the third baseline. Third baseman gloves. Throw to first in time. Runner trying to go to third because nobody's at the bag. And he's in there standing up. So some very alert base running by Drew Katzman as Moyes grounds out. There's one away and a runner on third. Some very alert base running there by Katzman.
So what did we say? Small ball was going to come into play. When was it? There it is. You get your runner in the scoring position. Now, on a play like that, normally I would have the shortstop covering third, your second baseman covering second and first when there was a runner that was going over to second base like that.
Infield in, pitches outside for a ball. Now, was it the shortstop or the third baseman?
It was the third baseman.
Yeah, it was Panaro.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But it was very
out.
deep. The pitcher would have never been able
No.
to roll over there. So if the pitcher was supposed to come over and cover third and have him come back, he needed to keep going over to third base so he becomes the guy over there. It just depends what coverage you were doing. There are so many different ways to cover that, but that's where the makeup needed to be to make sure one of them was over at third base.
Just some very alert base running by Drew Katzman. He turned on the jets and just didn't
It was
stop.
great heads-up running.
Yeah.
It really was.
Tino Syracuse, the batter, takes a strike.
And we know he's got speed. Look at the way he went down that first baseline. So you knew he had the speed. He took the advantage, and it really was going to be a one-on-one foot race over to third base.
2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike three. And Syracuse strikes out. 2 outs and a runner on third. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order. And Caleb Okulowicz, who's 0 for 2 on the night, retired by the second baseman. In the first inning, bounced out to the third baseman in the third. 2 outs, runner at third, still scoreless in the top of the fifth. The pitch to Okulowicz. A little high for a ball, 1-0.
But how about Osterstrom helping himself right there? That you got a runner on third, less than 2 outs. That strikeout becomes huge for him right there.
That pitch is a ball. 2-0.
Yeah, he's definitely not giving him that corner. That's like, remember we talk about when in a lot of games, you want to test that corner to see how much you're going to get. You're not getting much off than what you would a normal strike.
Fouled out of play. Count goes to 2-1. Fortunately, to the best of our knowledge, there are no cars parked beyond those trees off to the right. The 2-1 pitch to Okulowicz. Foul. And the count evens up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Tries to check his swing. He cannot hold up. He'll run down to first, but the catcher, Marfort, throws down to the first baseman, Stanfield, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit. Some exciting base running, and 1 man left on base. After 4.5, Williamsville North, nothing. Williamsville East, nothing. You're watching Section 6 Boys Baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Were you injured in a car accident? Or were you injured on the job? Don't wait. Call your patient coordinator, Tom Prince, at 716-771-9690. One of the hardest things to do is to find a physician that accepts no-fault car insurance or workers' compensation insurance. Let your patient coordinator help you find the physicians that can get you on the road to recovery.
We're going to see some different pitchers in this game, certainly from Will North. We have our third pitcher of the night, Joey Covell, replaces Nathan Kroll. Nick Catrone has started, pitched the first 3 innings. Catrone pitched the 4th, and here's Covell in the 5th. We're still scoreless.
Now, he's one of the guys that's had more than 10 innings pitched right here. So he's pitched 17 innings on the season. He's sitting with a 2-2 record. He's given up 28 hits, and right now 8 walks, 19 strikeouts. So you can see he's got some pop. That 19 strikeouts for the 17 is a strikeout an inning. So we'll see how he looks right here to get things started.
Cooper Rung will lead off. He was at the plate when the double steal didn't work. The front end of the double steal being thrown out to end the bottom half of the 4th inning. And Rung was retired on a pop-up to the shortstop, his first time up. Right-handed batter, the DH Rung. The pitch. High, ball 1-1-0.
We want to let everybody know one more time, the Williamsville North Baseball Boosters are making a donation to the Susan G. Komen for the Cure Fund. Donations can be made through Venmo at WN-Baseball or sent to Will North Baseball Boosters at 1595 Hopkins Road, Williamsville, New York, 14221.
Rung took a strike. Now he'll take a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. The pitch. In there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-2. I think Rung thought that might have been a little inside, but Mr. Carver said that's on the inside corner, and that, son, is a strike. 2-2 on the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 5th. High pop-up foul and out of play. And the count holds at 2-2. The pitch from Covell. Bouncing ball on the ground to Ben Hansen. Gloves it. Long throw to first in time. A.J. Weissenberg makes the putout, and there's one away in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And the batter now is Jacoby Chambers. Flew out to the right fielder, his first time up.
So I've been really impressed not only with the pitching in this game, but I've been very impressed with the defense. A very clean game by both teams right now.
The pitch in there for a strike at the knees on the inside corner. Yes, I agree, and I hope you didn't jinx us. You blame me for other jinxes. So
well, I just meant they're really playing very well right now.
I know, you're right.
We're going to see another pitcher come in for Will North. As you can see, the bullpen is warming up over there right now.
Here's the pitch. Low and away for a ball. Yes, that's 1-2.
Learn from the strike zone. What are we seeing right here? Remember, we usually like to, a lot of people we see give us the outside corner and not necessarily the inside. He's given us a little more of the inside corner than he has the outside. So that's something as a batter and both a pitcher that you've got to understand right now what your umpire is going to give you.
The 2-2 pitch. Ooh, down low and not by much. And the count goes full at 3-2.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. As you can see, it dropped out. Very tough pitch to be able to give on 2 strikes.
Foul out of play. Count holds at 3-2. Well, Covell likes to get the ball and fire. He's not wasting any time out there.
But Chambers, you see that last pitch? Great defensive at bat like there. See, that was going to be in the outside corner. He fouls it off, foul off those tough pitches to be able to get you the one you're looking for.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He struck him out. And that'll bring up Matt LaJeunesse, who was retired by the first baseman his first time up. 2 up and 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. This might be a pinch hitter here. I have a number 20. Let's see that. Oh, no, that's Matt LaJeunesse. I wrote down 21.
Well, no, it was 21 on the one, but if you look at the main roster, it was 20. So
okay. So I'm not losing my mind, despite what some people might think.
some different uniforms have different numbers.
Yeah.
And if you notice on here, it says red and white number.
Oh, I see.
That could have actually been maybe he's 21 with his red uniform when they actually go on the road.
Here's the pitch. That's a beauty for a strike.
But I'll tell you, great job. He is just pounding the zone right now.
Chopped, slowly hit toward the first baseman. Gloves it, falls down, gets up and tags the runner out. A.J. Weissenberg, what a play. And that'll end the bottom half of the 5th inning. Nice defensive play there. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left for Williamsville East. 5 complete in the books. Williamsville North, nothing. Williamsville East, nothing. You're watching Section 6 Boys Baseball on Western New York Athletics.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you only get one chance to make a first impression, then your professional image is pretty important to your career success. Hi, I'm BJ Stack, owner of Stack Studios, proudly introducing Headshots by Stacks. Did you know that according to LinkedIn, profiles with professional headshots get 21 times more views and 36 times more direct messages? That's a lot of attention. And with a headshot by Stacks, you can be sure that your image will be the talk of the corporate town. Every headshot by Stacks goes through a 3-step editing process. We whiten teeth, we erase blemishes, we soften shadows, we even change out backgrounds, just to name a few. So your headshot makes a first impression that lasts. And with our headshot packages starting at just $99, it's never been more affordable for you to look your best. So, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, what are people saying about you?
Outstanding play to retire East in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Leads off for North here in the bottom of the 6th. He got a base hit in the first, was out on a fielder's choice, and was retired by the first baseman back in the 3rd inning. We're still scoreless. Been a well-pitched, well-played game. As Tom mentioned, the defense has been outstanding, and Weissenberg has made a couple of really strong plays.
Not one, multiple ones.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. And Osterstrom right now has only thrown 61 pitches through 5 innings.
That's awesome. Good for him. Here's the pitch to Weissenberg. High fly ball into right field. The right fielder is right there. Jacoby Chambers puts it away. And there's one away here in the top half of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Ben Hansen, the 3rd baseman. Banged into a fielder's choice in the first and bounced out to the shortstop in the 4th. So he's 0 for 2 on the night is Mr. Hansen. And Eric Osterstrom pitching a very strong game. The pitch. Pop foul onto the screen, nothing in 1.
He's done 2 things really well. Use the outside corner to his advantage. Exactly that's what that lazy fly pop was right there. And his off-speed pitch, the drop on his off-speed pitch has been spot on today.
There's another foul off to the right, and the count goes to 0-2 on Ben Hansen. Just for the record, Okulowicz, Hansen, Welgoss, and I believe Markarian, all 3 of those guys played hockey, and so did Stanfield for East. Just to let you know, Tom. Ball's outside.
They all love giving me a little that edge right there when they go talk about hockey.
We tease because we care.
Teasing, we're all having fun.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 struck him out. And Hansen is a strikeout victim. 2 up and 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Sam Welgoss, who flew out to the center fielder and flew out in foul territory to the right fielder Chambers, who made a nice catch as he crossed the foul line. So Welgoss is the batter.
That was that off-speed pitch right there. That's the drop that we're seeing today from him.
Pitches a ball, 1-0, low one in the dirt. Really can't call it dirt, it's turf. But
Everybody is so used to saying that. It's going to be an automatic.
he tried to check his swing. They appealed the first base umpire, and he says he did check his swing. I'm not too sure about that, but what I think doesn't matter. Well, Goss awaits the pitch. Bouncing ball toward short. Hoffman gloves it, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 3 up and 3 down. After 5 1/2, Williamsville North nothing, Williamsville East nothing. You're watching Section 6 Boys Baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Joe Coville on for his second inning of work for Williamsville North. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning and still scoreless. And what a great job Eric Osterstrom has done for Will East, pitching 6 innings. I'm going to say it must be the training he's doing with Jordan Prince.
No, let's not go there.
No, I'm just teasing again. But I'll tell you, he has pitched a gem. Colville is the 3rd pitcher for Williamsville North. Catrona started, went 3. Nathan Kroll pitched an inning. And then this is the 2nd inning of work for Colville, and he'll face Tyler Marford, Gavin Steinecker, and Michael Panaro.
Officially, Osterstrom, 69 pitches
Wow.
right now. 40 of them are strikes.
Wow, good for him. That's great. Marford flew out to the right fielder his first time up. Swing and a miss, strike 1. One thing we noticed about Colville in his first inning of work, he gets the ball back and he's ready to fire.
But he's always around the zone.
Yeah.
He's going to be right around that plate right now.
High and away, ball 1. Count evens up at 1-1. Well, the lights are on here at Williamsville East.
6th inning. We will see small ball here. You're going to need to watch. If a runner gets on, we're going to see some bunts down to be able to put some runners into scoring position.
2-1 on Tyler Marford. The pitch. Foul. Ooh, that hurt. That got the catcher and the umpire, I think. Hopefully everybody's okay. And we're having a meeting at the mound as the catcher will give the umpire a little chance to catch his bearings there. Count evens at 2-2. Meg Zimmerman comes out, checks with the home plate umpire.
You actually see umpires and catchers do that for each other. What all the catcher's doing is going out there to give the umpire some time to get a breather right there. But if you ever see when a catcher gets hit, the umpire will walk out usually in front of home plate and kind of make sure that a pitch can't be thrown or nobody can do anything. It's kind of his timeout.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He struck him out. 1 away in the bottom of the 6th, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order in the person of Gavin Steinecker. Grounded out to the first baseman and bounced out the second baseman to the first baseman. So he's 0 for 2. This is his first look at Joey Coville, who winds it up and fires. A little high and away. That's ball 1, 1-0. Steinecker batting left-handed. And Coville once again ready to pitch. In there for a strike, and the count evens at 1-1.
Still, I want you to look at something for me. Look at where the outfield is playing. They are really deep out there. So they are making sure that nothing gets beyond them, that they can keep somebody to a double to make sure it's not that extra bases that could really hurt you.
And there's a foul down the left side. And the count evens up at 2-2. Michael Panaro, the on-deck hitter, has been on base both times, has 2 hits and 1 stolen base and 1 caught stealing. high and away for a ball. 3-2 on Gavin Steinecker.
And I want to say he's the only one with an extra base hit even
Yeah,
in this game for either team.
I believe.
Because he had that double, remember, to start that inning off.
You are correct. High pop-up off the left side, and that'll get out of play. You are correct. It's the only extra base hit in the ball game. Unofficially. It's all unofficial.
But that's the funny part. When you look at this, and there is one out already right here. Now, if you get a runner on, you're not thinking any small ball because you got your hottest hitter up right now. So that's something where you got to let him go. See if he can get something into those gaps then, because if he can, you know you could be running all day. Look at right now, and obviously, folks, it's tough to see this at home, but your center fielder is playing right of second base by about 10 feet. Your left fielder is playing closer to the third baseman's side of the gap out there. That's something, if you can find that gap, you can see could be running for a long ways out there.
That is an awful lot of real estate. And the pitch is fouled off one more time. You know what's funny is I looked at it the outfield just as you said, look how deep they're playing. And I'm like, yeah, you're not kidding. They are deep.
But again, they'd rather keep that ball in front of them, something to go over them, because you could see it can be a triple in this ballpark easily.
Called strike 3. He struck him out. Good pitch by Coville. And there are 2 away, back-to-back strikeouts to start the bottom of the 6th for Joey Coville. And now the batter, Michael Panaro, 2 for 2 on the night. This is one young man who always gets his uniform dirty. That's the impression I have. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The pitch. Chopped foul, down the first base side and foul, and the count goes to 0-2.
Be very interesting what happens inside this 7th inning. Will North go to their bullpen again? That'll be something to see. What happens right now? Does the bullpen get ready for Will East here? There's a lot of things that we're going to see play out right here in this next inning.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Coville strikes out the side. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 6 complete in the books. Will North, nothing. Will East, nothing. You're watching Section 6 Boys Baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYAthletics.com. You can link me later.
WNYAthletics. Your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Were you injured in a car accident? Or were you injured on the job? Don't wait. Call your patient coordinator, Tom Prince, at 716-771-9690. One of the hardest things to do is to find a physician that accepts no-fault car insurance or workers' compensation insurance. Let your patient coordinator help you find the physicians that can get you on the road to recovery.
Top half of the 7th inning, Eric Osterstrom has pitched an outstanding game for Williamsville East. And let me see, he has allowed, and again, this is all unofficial by my very unofficial count, 3 hits, or maybe 2.
No.
1? Only 1, okay. Well, like I said, I'm very unofficial. And here in the 7th, he'll face Nate Markarian, Matt Urbino, and Drew Katzman. First 3 batters he is scheduled to face. Markarian, right-handed batter. The pitch. High for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. High and outside for a ball, 2-0.
So this is a little bit interesting. They're showing him with 1 hit, right?
Uh-huh.
But they've got 2 guys with a hit in the lineup.
Maybe I wasn't as far off as I thought. Down low for a ball, 3-0. Katzman had a hit, and I believe A.J. Weissenberg had a hit.
Those are the two they have.
That's what I thought.
That's the two. So even though the box score says 1, it's actually 2 hits.
The pitch in there for a strike, 3-1. Well, what do you know, Tom? For once, I'm right. Mark that down. Doesn't happen very often.
Well, that's why I'm glad I said something there, because you can see that's exactly what it is.
In there for a strike, and the count goes full. Markarian turns around and looks at Dave Carver with a surprised look on his face. Leading off the top of the 7th for Will North. The 3-2 pitch. Bounced foul down the first base side. Count holds at 3-2. I'm going to say this is far and away the best night for baseball this spring. This has been literally a perfect night. Day and night, really. The 3-2 pitch drops in there. A beauty for a called strike 3. And there's one away in the top of the 7th. What a great pitch.
That's that off speed that I've been talking about all night. And you can see drops it right in there. What a great pitch right there by him. Osterstrom just dealing out here today. And the two things, like I said, love the way he's commanded the outside corner and love that off-speed pitch.
Matt Urbino's the batter. Look out. Goes high.
I was saying something positive. You think he would throw it over here at us.
That's right. That's your fault. He was aiming for you and was closer to me.
But I said something positive, though.
I know. He has, unofficially, he has 4 strikeouts on the night, and we're going to give him a miss on that. He was looking for you, Tom. High again, ball 2, 2-0.
That was one where you would think the guys said, throw at the ball. Right?
Yeah. Urbino walked and was retired by the shortstop. The pitch. And all of a sudden, he's thrown 3 straight pitches up high out of the strike zone. 3-0. Last thing he wants to do is walk anybody. Because that, as Tom has mentioned, sets all kinds of things in motion. The 3-0 pitch up high, ball 4. And I believe that is his 3rd walk of the ball game.
I think it's his 4th.
4, okay. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you are correct. 4. He walked Matt Markarian twice, walked Urbino, and he's walked Urbino twice. And the batter now is Drew Katzman. Struck out swinging as we have a meeting on the mound and got a base hit. And did some alert base running to get all the way over to 3rd, but was unable to score. 1 out, runner on at 1st, and Katzman is the batter.
I got to be honest with you, this is where you got to start thinking some of this small ball stuff. And I won't be surprised that's what they're out here talking about. Because remember, there was one bunt, and remember, that's when the runner went from 1st all the way to 3rd. So this is why you now talk about your bunt coverage right here to make sure that you've got what you need as far as coverage. But what we say, the bullpen is warming up. This is also a way to make sure my pitcher gets some more work, more time right now to be able to get warmed up and ready to go. And it looks like the guy that's in the bullpen is Noah Kaiser, is who looks like is right now warming up for Williamsville East.
You know, Osterstrom's pitched great, and that's the first time the entire game that all 4 pitches stayed up high. Like there were 4 straight, and they all looked like they got away from him just a little bit. And here's Drew Katzman with the runner on at 1st. That's Urbino. Timeout is called.
Look where Panaro's playing. Inside right now. They're looking for a bunt right now. So that's some of the things that we said we're talking about. They're looking to see if he's going to bunt. Watch the top hand right here to see if he does it.
Throw over to 1st. He's back safely as Urbino.
And there's a reason you go over to 1st. You want to see if your hitter's going to give anything away right now to the defense. Great job. Nothing's given away.
The pitch. That's a ball. That breaking ball didn't quite get the strike zone.
Didn't miss by much.
No, I was waiting for that right arm to go up, but it did not. The pitch. That's a strike. After 5 straight balls, Osterstrom gets a pitch called a strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Urbino has a good lead off 1st. Osterstrom checks the runner, throws over there, and he's back safely. Urbino retakes his lead. The pitch to the plate, up high, and Marford cocked his arm like he was going to throw down to first. He's already picked off one base runner in this game.
This is where he wants to get this batter. You walk another one, that's when you're going to start thinking about the bullpen right there.
The pitch. Outside. No, he called it a strike. A little slow on that one. Strike 2, 2-2 on Drew Katzman. The stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped. He missed it. Strike 3.
That ball just dropped. That's the pitch he's most confident with, and you can see that's exactly what I expected on a 2-2 count right there. Get that off speed, see if you can get that batter to chase, and he does exactly that. He really has been dominant with that pitch. The 7th strikeout on the night for him.
Eamon Moyes, 0 for 2 on the night is the batter. We'll see if Urbino takes off here. The stretch, and there he goes, and the pitch, high pop-up down the left side. Left fielder coming over and makes the catch, does Matt LaJeunesse as he crosses into foul territory, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, a walk and a man left. After 6.5, Williamsville North nothing, Williamsville East nothing. You're watching Section 6 Boys Baseball on Western New York Athletics.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words and you only get one chance to make a first impression, then your professional image is pretty important to your career success. Hi, I'm BJ Stack, owner of Stack Studios, proudly introducing Headshots by Stacks. Did you know that according to LinkedIn, profiles with professional headshots get 21 times more views and 36 times more direct messages? That's a lot of attention. And with a Headshot by Stacks, you can be sure that your image will be the talk of the corporate town. Every Headshot by Stacks goes through a 3-step editing process. We whiten teeth, we erase blemishes, we soften shadows, we even change out backgrounds, just to name a few. So your headshot makes a first impression that lasts. And with our headshot packages starting at just $99, it's never been more affordable for you to look your best. So, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, what are people saying about you?
Bottom half of the 7th inning, and Will North will try to push this one into extra innings. Joey Colville on for his 3rd inning of relief. Nick Catrona started. He went 3. Nathan Kroll pitched 1, and it's been Joey Colville. This will be his 3rd inning of work. He'll face Noah Hoffman, Ryan McKinnon, and Jack Stanfield in the bottom of the 7th. We are scoreless. This has been a great game, some great defense, outstanding pitching. And the only thing we haven't had is any scoring.
3, 4, 5 in the lineup. Will East has who they want right now.
Pitches a ball, 1-0 to Noah Hoffman. The pitch. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Hoffman has struck out twice. Both times he went down swinging. The pitch. Chop foul at home plate. Count goes to 1-2.
Wanted that one. You can see, we can't even see his eyes from here, but you knew those eyes lit up on that last pitch. He wanted that one back. Just got a little bit too far in front of the pitch.
The pitch. Foul off to the right.
Good job by Hoffman, though. Waited on that one. Went opposite side. That's what he was looking to do on that outside pitch.
And the pitch. Bouncing ball toward third. Gloved by Hansen on the backhand. Long throw just in time. Fires it over to A.J. Weissenberg, and there's one away. And again, some good defense there. That's a long throw, and he had to get the ball on the hop. So one away, and the batter now is Ryan McKinnon. Bounced out the third baseman to the first baseman and was hit by a pitch. Moved up on a wild pitch. Here's the pitch to McKinnon. High pop-up, actually pretty well hit into right field. Right fielder, though, Tino Syracuse is there, makes the catch, and 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. And that'll bring up Jack Stanfield. Bounced out to the third baseman and walked. And so he's 0 for 1 on the day. Stanfield trying to keep this one alive. In there for a strike on the inside corner. I'd say Joey Coville's been outstanding for North.
Yeah, really hitting the spots. Going inside, outside. He's really moved the ball on both sides of the plate very well.
And that's a ball low and outside. Count evens up at 1-1 on Stanfield. The pitch. A ball. He started a swing, checked it, and it's a ball, 2-1. Bottom half of the seventh, 1 out, nobody, 2 outs, nobody on, still scoreless. Inside, ball 3, 3-1. Yeah, we're gonna have a little quick visit to the mound as Nate Markarian heads out for a word with Coville.
If I'm Stanfield, I'm looking for one pitch right now. This is a 3-1 count. You can be very picky about this pitch. You're looking for the belt-high fastball right there. Look for your pitch. You're looking to drive something into the gap right now.
And here it comes. In there for a strike. The count goes full at 3-2.
That's where I tip my hat to the pitcher because that was a great pitch. They hits the corner perfectly. Now you got to play different bat.
The pitch. Called strike 3. He struck him out. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 up and 3 down. After 7 complete, Williamsville North nothing. Williamsville East nothing. This is Section 6 Boys Baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
And we can now close the book on Eric Osterstrom, who was outstanding. No runs in 7 innings. Boy, what a great performance. And he was, 85 pitches, if that? And Noah Kaiser, the right-hander, is on in relief.
I'll give you that in a little bit. I want to give you the stats on Kaiser first. He's pitched 15.1 innings so far. He's got an ERA of 0.913. And with that, he also has had, trying to get his strikeout counts, and he's got 14 strikeouts in those 15 innings, so just shy of a strikeout an inning.
And Osterstrom, we have a final pitch count for him. He was terrific. Tino Syracuse leads off for Will North here in the top of the 8th. We're in extra innings. Syracuse 0 for 2, flew out to the center fielder and struck out swinging so far tonight. And this will be his first at-bat against Noah Kaiser.
So unofficially, he had 87 pitches, 48 of them strikes, and 7 strikeouts on his outing.
Outstanding. Eric Osterstrom, a tip to the cap, and unfortunately for him, he gets no decision. Deserved a better fate, but that's just baseball. And here's the pitch to Syracuse. Inside, 2-0.
And right now, Will North got your 9. Roll it back up to the top of the order here as Syracuse tries to get on and get that meat of the lineup going for Will North.
The pitch. Chopped over the pitcher's head. Slowly hit glove by the second baseman. He'll have no play. Ryan McKinnon couldn't grab it. And that'll go as an infield single for Tino Syracuse. You know, Tom, it's funny. I was going to say the leadoff batter here, you could see some small ball possibly. But as it turns out, an infield single is just as good. Maybe even better because he's on base. And back to the top of the order for Caleb Okulowicz. Bounced out to this, was retired by the second baseman in the first. Bounced out to the third baseman in the fourth. And struck out swinging in the 5th.
Panaro playing in, looking for a bunt right now is what Will East is looking for.
Throw over to first and back safely with a dive is Tino Syracuse.
Kulowitz, every time he's gotten a hit, it's been a single. So this is a guy that can put the ball in the play to make things happen.
He squares the bunt. He does bunt out and back to the pitcher. Kaiser gloves it, throws to first in time. The sacrifice is successful as Syracuse moves down to second base. And there's your first glance at small ball.
Yeah, we knew it was coming, and it was perfect time for it. And now you bring up, look at this, probably your hottest hitter in Weisenberg. He's got one of the 2 hits so far in this game, has put the ball in the play every single time that he's been out there. This is a kid who's very dangerous with his at-bat. Now you're looking for the same thing. Look to drive something into a gap.
Left-handed batter facing Noah Kaiser. We're in the top of the 8th and still scoreless, but Will North has a runner at second with 1 away. Kaiser checks the runner, fires. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Tino Syracuse leading off from second base. He got an infield single to start the inning, was bunted over to second. Weissenberg, left-handed batter. The pitch. Line drive into left field, a base hit. And they're going to send the runner home. Here comes the throw. It's offline. He's safe. Throw down to second, safe. And Will North takes a 1-0 lead on the base hit by A.J. Weissenberg. Well, Max Zimmerman sending the runner to play at the plate without a perfect throw. The run scored, and the base and the batter alertly taking second base.
And I'll tell you, I think Coach Zimmerman over there saw there was a bobble out in left field. And whenever you see that, if you are a coach, if you could see that happening, you know it's very tough to be able to pick up that ball, get your feet set, make the perfect throw. I would absolutely have sent him on that. Great call by Coach Zimmerman.
Ben Hansen, the batter. Runner on second, a run in. In there for a strike, 0-1. Hansen on the night. Hit into a fielder's choice, bounced out to the shortstop and struck out swinging. First run of the ball game has been plated here in the top of the 8th. Noah Kaiser checks the runner. The pitch. High pop-up foul and out of play, off to the right.
We're getting that blue-orange sky right now. You can see off in the distance right here. You can actually see it on the camera, too. You can see it on your screen right now.
The pitch to Hansen. Breaking ball, chop foul at home plate. The only thing that's missing from that sky is a rainbow.
Well,
but we don't want any rainbows. We don't want any rain. I'm just saying rainbows are pretty. That's all I'm getting at.
Tell you, how about this, though? We're in the 8th inning, and this game is not even just went over the hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, and we're in the 8th inning.
See, if I said that, you'd say I jinxed it.
No, because we've already passed the 7th inning, so.
Pickoff play at second base, and a defensive play that saves what could have been a disaster as the shortstop, Hoffman, took that throw from Kaiser. It was a little bit offline, but he was able to knock it down. No harm done there. Now the pitch to Hansen as Kaiser looks in at Marfort for the sign and the location. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, he struck him out. Second time tonight that Hansen is struck out, and that'll bring up Sam Welgoss. And Sam, still looking for his first hit. Flew out to the center fielder, fouled out to the right fielder, and bounced out to the shortstop. Runner on second, one run in with 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Noah Kaiser looks in at Welgoss and fires. Breaking ball and a beauty on the inside corner, 0-1. The stretch by Kaiser. And a pickoff play, back safely though. Kaiser turned around and fired to Noah Hoffman, but back safely with a dive was A.J. Weissenberg.
Tell you, the most interesting call is going to be, what does Coach Zimmerman do with the pitching staff? He's had the bullpen warmed up and ready to go. Is he going to go to the bullpen, or do we see him come out for another inning?
Well, I don't know enough about his staff, to be honest with you. I'm sure he knows it much better.
Absolutely.
But Coville's been great.
That's what I'm saying. So what do? Do you have him go out for another inning, or do you bring in that bullpen that you got somebody warmed up and ready to go?
Here's the pitch to Welgoss. Ooh.
That hit the bat. Hit the bat.
And fortunately for North, it's a foul ball. That was odd. I was afraid it was his helmet, but it turned out it was the bat, and it bounced foul down the first baseline.
Great instincts, though, there by Marford. Did you see? He knew it hit the bat. That's why he was trying to get out there to make that play while it was in fair territory. Great heads up by him to be able to jump and do that.
Unfortunately for him, it went foul before he could make the play. But you're right, he was on top of that one. The pitch. High pop-up. First baseman Stanfield is there and makes the catch, and the inning is over. But Williamsville North comes up with 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 man left, no errors in the inning, and after 7.5, Williamsville North 1, Williamsville East nothing. You're watching Section 6 Boys Baseball on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Mound for Williamsville North as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The first 3 scheduled batters, Cooper Rung, Jacoby Chambers, and Matt Legenis.
Before we go, I want to throw one more shout out to Coach Zimmerman right here. Their new baby boy that was just born on Saturday, Henry Joseph Zimmerman. Congratulations to the Zimmerman family. What a great feeling that has to be right now to have a little one out there right now after your own.
Cooper Rung leads it off. The pitch from Colville is a ball, 1-0.
So here was the next thing we were going to see. Was he going to go to the bullpen that he had warmed up, or were we going to see Colville come back in? And guess what? I would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
Colville is too hot right now. He's throwing a great game since he's come in. This would be the guy I'd go with as well.
Swing and a miss, count evens. High fly ball, pretty well hit to center field. Center fielder going back at the wall. He didn't catch that. It dropped in. Rung is at second base, and he'll stop there. Drew Katzman couldn't haul that one in, and it's a leadoff double for Cooper Rung. So that one got up there, carried pretty well, and Katzman was unable to haul it in.
And remember, too, obviously we're not in the outfield, but was he looking into the lights? Was that just catching the lights the right way? A lot of things come into play, but this was the answer Will East needed. They got right now their leadoff batter sitting on second base. You don't have to play small ball if you want right now, or you have the opportunity to get him over to third base with only 1 out if you play right.
The pitch to Jacoby Chambers, ripped down the left field line, fair ball. Here comes Rung around third. He will score. Chambers running into second base with a stand-up double, and this game is tied at 1. Back-to-back doubles to open the bottom of the 8th, ties it up for the Flames.
Folks, what a game. We've seen pitching. We've seen timely hitting. We really have seen it all. Great defense. This truly has been a great baseball game so far.
And the batter now is Matt LaJeunesse, looking for his first hit of the night.
Infield's coming in. Look at first and third coming in.
Swing and a miss, strike 1, 0-1. And we'll have a little meeting at the mound. Mark Harrion out to the mound to talk to Colville. LaJeunesse was retired by he's been retired by the first baseman both times tonight.
I'll tell you, folks, you want to check out on social media later tonight. We will have post-game interviews put out on the Western New York Athletic platforms. They'll be on Instagram. They'll be on Facebook. They'll be on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it out there. But we will have post-game interviews with the winning team.
Winning run. Chambers leading off second. The pitch to La Jeunesse. Just off the outside corner, not by much for a ball, 1-1. Matt La Jeunesse, left-handed batter. Waving that stick back and forth. The stretch by Koval in the pitch. Off the outside corner, ball 2-1. Nobody out. Back-to-back doubles to open the bottom of the 8th for the Flames to tie the game at 1 after North pushed a run across in the top of the inning. Chambers dancing off second. The pitch. Oh, nice stop by the catcher, Markarian, on a pitch low and inside. 3-1 now. La Jeunesse. Koval in danger of walking La Jeunesse. He does have a base open, and that would create a force play if he walks him. Here's the pitch. Ooh, foul right back at us. And right into the screen. Count evens up at 3-2. A full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Matt La Jeunesse. Tyler Marford is the on-deck batter.
No, he's not. They're bringing in somebody. They got somebody else that's coming in. It looks like it's going to be number 11, Gabe Chambers, that right now is on that on-deck circle ready to bat for Marford.
All right, well, they have to deal with Matt La Jeunesse here, who fouled that one off, and the count is full. Chambers leads off of second base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Whoa, oh, ball 4. Wow, just missed.
But he hasn't called that outside pitch all day. He's been very consistent about the outside pitch right here. So you can see as you've got more of the inside than you've gotten that outside pitch. So it's been something we've seen consistent all day from him.
And as you mentioned, Gabe Chambers is the batter. And he is batting for Marford.
So I think we're going to see a pitching change right here as well.
It looks like it. Well, the whole infield is coming in. Well, Will East in a great spot now. First and second, a run in, nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. North pushed across a run in the top of the inning. And if they're going to make a pitching change, how about we take a quick break?
I don't know if they are yet.
Okay.
They haven't brought anybody out.
Yeah, they're right. There's nobody in that bullpen.
Well, and obviously they haven't brought anybody out of the dugout yet as well. What I think they're talking about is what to do in case this batter bunts, or there are many different scenarios where he's looking at, see how he's pointing all over the place? He's talking right now different things that could happen to the infield. What happens if the ball comes to you? That's exactly what he's out there discussing.
And there will not be a pitching change. Coville stays in the game.
Now, this is a technique you could see that a lot of coaches like to do. The reason they like to stay out there a little bit longer is because they want Blue to walk out there so they could talk to them a little bit about what happened on those last couple of pitches as you see him walk back. Little trick that you see managers like to do out there.
So Gabe Chambers is the batter. Runners at first and second. Nobody out and a run in. Chambers is a right-handed batter facing Joey Coville. The pitch. In there for a strike at the letters, 0-1. He did not show bunt. The strike one pitch. Rocketed into left field. That's a base hit. They're going to send the runner to the plate. Now it's cut off, and nobody's at third. Unfortunately, they'll get back. So they force North to make a throw. And the bases are loaded as Gabe Chambers delivers a base hit to load them up.
And good base running right there.
Yes.
Because what you did was force the throw. You got to be cognizant as a coach and a runner right there that there was nobody covering third. So you had leeway to make that turn to see that throw happen. Because if that throw gets awry at all, he's going home. But now you got the top of the order, one of the best hitters in the lineup right now ready to go. Infield comes in. The only play right here is at home unless you could double off. But it looks, you can see your middle infielders right now are playing in. The only play for them is to come home.
Gavin Steinecker, the batter, the windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one, 0-1. Steinecker 0 for 3 on the night. Grounded out to the first baseman, grounded out to the second baseman, and was called out on strikes. He has a chance to win the game. The pitch. Outside, ball 1-0. Coville has been excellent. He's run into trouble in this inning. Back-to-back doubles to lead it off. A walk and a base hit Still nobody out with the bases loaded. The pitch. Line drive into center field. A base hit. And Will East walks it off and wins it as Gavin Steinecker gets the game-winning hit. East wins it with 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Our final score, Williamsville East 2, Williamsville North 1. A quick final thought.
What a great game.
Yes.
I mean, this was a phenomenally played game by both teams. And I'm going to tell you, if this is what we're going to see inside the postseason, folks, you better be attending Section 6 baseball games, because we got one heck of a sectional finals, sectional way to get there. We're talking about 17 teams that are going to have a chance to go after this. And I'll tell you, this is deep, this division. Folks, this just shows you right here why this AA division is going to be so good.
So East finds a way to get 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. A great performance by starter Eric Osterstrom. Noah Kaiser comes in, allows a run, but East rallies with 2 in the bottom of the 8th. We want to thank everybody, our photographer Mike Goodberry, our producer Heidi Gunther, our great color man Tom Prince. My name is Stu Boyer. Thanks most of all to you for watching. Once again, the final score in 8 innings, Williamsville East 2, Williamsville North 1. Thank you for watching, and have a good night, everybody.